In today's video, we are taking a look at the brand new Insta360 Go 3.
I just wanna have fun, turn around now, turn around now. I just wanna have fun, turn around now, turn around now. I just wanna turn around, dance. I just wanna
So I was a big fan of the Go 2 series is due to its tiny form factor. This one is slightly larger, but overall is around about the same size as a pair of AirPods Pros when it's in the case. And the camera itself weighs just 35 grams. The Go 3 has some significant upgrades now over the Go 2, and the main one is this new flip out touchscreen on the top. So now you have a dedicated screen, whereas before on the Go 2 you didn't have any actual screen to see yourself. So you were constantly thinking, am I in frame? Am I composed correctly? You can't view back any of the actual footage you've taken. You can't use it as like a live viewfinder. All you could do was basically ensure that you were actually recording and also check the settings as well. So this now has a touch screen, so you can view your content, you can access your settings much easier, you can go on the screen and change all the modes, and you also can have a live view when you're filming. And you can even take the Go 3 out of the actual case and then use this screen as a viewfinder. So I could actually just use this, but have this just set off to the side, and now I can see myself on this screen and ensure that I'm actually composed correctly. It is much better. Or you can actually put this into the case, have that flip out screen at the top, and then use this as a really small vlogging camera. An area Insta360 do really well is stabilization. So the Go 3 has flow state stabilization and 360 horizon steady, so you're going to get really smooth shots when you're using this. Now I think one of the best use cases of the Go 3 and the Go 2 was to get these first person views. So you can just magnetically attach this to the pendant that comes with this, and then you're going to get these first person shots, and because it's just so small and lightweight, it's effortless to take with you, so you can get some really crazy angles. It also comes with a few different mounting options, which I'll talk about in a second, but this for me is one of the main reasons why I use this, because I can just put this on me, hit record, and then it's got 360 horizon steady, so it's always going to be nice and level, and also it has that flow state stabilization, so all the shots are really nice and smooth. Battery life is also much better as well. I've noticed in my testing it is significantly better than the Go 2, so you're going to get 170 minutes when you're actually using the case and the camera itself, so like a vlogging setup, 170 minutes, so that is really good. And I've noticed it charges really quick as well. But if you're actually just going to be using the camera, so just using this and you're not actually using it in the pod, you're going to get 45 minutes. So this is 50% better than using the Go 2. The Go 2 I found always suffered on battery life. It wasn't very good on battery life at all. So this now is much better. The camera as well has also had an improvement. This now shoots in 2.7K. The previous version would be 1440p. You can see from the videos on this screen that there is a nice amount of detail and sharpness, so I think the video quality is better. But it's also got something else new as well. Let's just go to the Lake District and I'll tell you about it. It's also got something called free frame video, which you can actually go on the Insta app on your phone, and then I can take this shot now and I can decide, do I want it to be horizontal format like this, or I can simply switch it up to vertical format as well. It basically gives you the choice. So you heard there about the new free frame mode, and all the audio was taken on the actual Go 3 there, but it also has some wind reduction features as well, some AI wind reduction. So on that day it was fairly windy, so let's just now cut back there. I'm going to show you the difference between using the Go 3 in wind conditions to then turning on that wind reduction filter and just show you that difference. Pretty windy today, so let's now switch on the wind reduction filter and see what difference that makes. So now turn the wind reduction filter on, so hopefully it should now drown out some of that wind noise, because it's going to be perfect if you're going to be filming outside on a windy day. You can just switch this on. But I do like this screen on here, and it's just so small, this camera. I mean, just look how easy it is for me to just hold this and use this as a vlogging camera. And then if I want to, I can easily just take off the actual main piece here, just clip that onto my t-shirt, and then I've then got an action camera, switch it back onto here, and I can now use it as a vlogging camera. So it's definitely a good idea. If you're going to be taking the Go 3, you might want to get it wet. So it is waterproof. It's waterproof up to 5 meters. So when I was on a kayak, I just took the actual Go 3. I had it mounted to my chest like this, and I was using that again to get that first person view. But I can also put this into the water as well because it is fully waterproof. Now the case itself this isn't intended to get wet. It has an IPX4 water resistant body. So what I recommend to you is if you're going to be going onto the water or a jet ski or anything that involves water, don't take this, just leave this in your bag and then take this. And because it's got that 45 minute of battery life, it's going to be probably enough for majority of scenarios. I do wish this was waterproof, but because of the magnetic design and the ports are open, then it isn't. But that would be a wish list for future versions. So if you're going to be going on water, just take the actual camera. So what about mounting options? Well, it comes with a few in the box. I was going to talk about some of those now. The first one, the camera actually in the case. The camera doesn't come out, so you've got no chance of this falling out because you have to press this little button on the side. Once you press that, it releases this latch and then the camera will come out. So you can use this as that vlog setup, just in your hand like this. That is just one way of using it. The next one is this magnetic pendant. This comes with it. So you just have this under your t-shirt and then it just magnetically attaches to this. And this is what's going to be the best way of getting all these different first person shots. It also comes with this new attachment. So this is mainly good for cyclists, and then it just slightly angles that camera down a bit more. So if you're actually cycling, you can get a bit of a lower shot. You also get this pivot stand as well. Now this can be used in a few different ways. It actually magnetically attaches to the bottom. We might have seen something like that before, but that attaches to the bottom there, and the camera itself will not come off there because you press these two clips at the side to release it. So now when it's on there, you can actually use that as an actual tripod. So you can actually adjust this and move this how you want. So you can actually get a horizon shot. So you might want to angle it down. So it's completely customizable. But you can also take the actual camera outside of the case, put that to one side. You can mount the camera onto that pivot stand if you're using this just for that smaller setup. So if you don't want to take the actual camera. So this would be good if you're like in a water scenario like I mentioned before. Because on the bottom of it here, this just opens up and then you can actually stick this. It's a full sticky pad on the bottom. And what's good is you can actually reuse this. So if you just wet it, you can reuse it again. So it's not just like a one-time use. And then also you can actually unscrew the bottom of this. And then that now has a screw mount, so you can actually attach this to some of the mounts you might already have. But also you can mount this to an FPV drone as well. So if your FPV drone doesn't have a camera and you want a really small setup, this is going to be a good option. The Go 2 was really popular on FPV drones, but this now has better spec, better battery life. So it's going to be overall improvement for you if you're using it on FPV. And finally, it also comes with this cap mount as well. So this just slots onto your baseball cap, and then this rotates. So you can actually put the camera in here, and now you can actually point this down and you could get like a top-down shot, like a different viewing angle if you're on a bike or a skateboard, whatever you're on, or you could have it pointed up as well. So it's good that all these different accessories come in the box. So you don't have to then go out and buy them afterwards. Storage options have also been improved as well. So it comes with internal memory. So this I find used to be quite limiting, whereas now it's much better. So now we have 32, 64 and 128 gigabyte versions of this with internal memory. So everything that you film is going to be stored within the actual camera body itself. And then you can then transfer that through a few different ways. You can actually transfer it on the Insta360 Go app, so it gets directly onto your phone. You can connect this to a computer via USB-C and just transfer the files over. There's a few different ways of how you can actually get your footage straight away, but now because it has a larger option of 128 gigabyte, you're never going to be really suffering or limited on memory size. This works with the Insta360 app, so you get this on your phone or your computer, and then from there you can actually transfer your footage to your phone. You can edit your footage. It also has like guides, tutorials, different shots and inspiration all through this app. It also comes with an AI editor, so what you can do is you can select all the clips that you've taken on that day, and then the AI will automatically detect the scene, detect the actual theme of the actual video that it's going for, and then edit it for you. And it gives you an option. Do you want a short video, a medium or a long video? You can select that, and then you've instantly got it to share to social media or just to keep for yourself. So this is going to be good for beginners. I find it works well most of the time. Sometimes it gets it wrong, but overall it is good. So if you don't have a lot of experience with editing, you could just take all your clips from that day and let the AI editor do all the editing for you. It's also got a ton of features built into it. It's got photos, time-lapse, time shift, slow motion video to 120 FPS. It's even got pre-recording and loop recording. So overall, there's so many action cameras out there now, isn't there? Each one has their own advantages, but I think the biggest advantage to this is its size. It's really small and convenient. You could just fold this up, put this into your pocket really easily. You've now got this built-in screen. You can take the camera out and have a first-person view. So this also comes with a lot of advantages that you wouldn't be able to with other action cameras. So I hope you've enjoyed that first look there. If you want to go and check this out, I'm going to link it in the top of the description so you can get some more detail on the website. If you enjoyed this video, just hit that like button. It really does help out. And if you've got any questions on this Go 3, just put them in the comments down below and I'll do my best to feed back to you. Thanks so much again for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.